had something written upstairs, and I guess I got disorganized 5 minutes before the meeting and forgot everything. But today, Bridget is here to give her CC10, finishing up her first book, and we're so impressed with that. Her title today is Speak for Her, or I Speak for Her. The objectives of CC10 are to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and challenging the audience to achieve a higher level of beliefs or achievement. Appeal to the audience needs and emotions, and to avoid using notes. Bridget's personal objective is life lessons she's learned from her Special Olympics or special needs daughter. So please help me welcome Bridget. I speak for her.
I speak for her, I speak for you, I speak for me. I found out I was expecting my senior year of college. So instead of traveling to Europe and studying abroad like I had planned, I came home to Jackson. I moved back in with my mom and dad, and I tried to find a job. Have you ever been in a place of anticipation where you're just waiting for the arrival of something and you're stuck in that moment until that arrival comes, dependent on everyone else around you, because you can't make sense of what will be to come? I was totally in limbo. I was not able to move forward until the arrival of my child, but hopeful for our future. And 7 months after my college graduation, and 14 years from this Saturday, my daughter arrived. Sleepless nights and endless feedings and routine diaper changes appeared in a little pink bundle of joy with dark hair and bright blue eyes. We named her Gabriella. Gabriella means heroine of God, a woman admired for her courage. And I chose this name far before I knew her, before I even began to grow her in my womb. But one of the things that I've learned is that life has a way of preparing us for what may come before it's arrived. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that I was given a young baby who needed an advocate and who needed someone who would fight for her treatments, her education, and for her care. And like many new parents, I was a zombie those first couple months. I was a new mom of a new baby, and I just wanted to take care of all of my daughter's needs so that she wasn't lacking in anything. But I was super overwhelmed with joy. I could not believe that I had created such a miracle. I was so immersed in motherhood that I didn't notice when the delays began. Ella, which we called her now, she wasn't cooing and she wasn't rolling over. And she definitely wasn't sitting up. My mom, who was a seasoned parent, began to notice some of these signs, and she mentioned her delays. So our pediatrician referred us to her ophthalmologist, and the diagnosis was blind. This was my first test at motherhood. I am the voice for my child, and we are now on a battlefield. I knew our daughter wasn't blind. She followed me with her eyes, she followed toys with lights, and things that spun. So our ophthalmologist referred us to an endocrinologist, and the MRI was scheduled for 2 weeks out. In the meantime, we anguished and distressed over the news that we would receive. We were on pins and needles, waiting. The test seemed like the worst day of our lives. We watched our 8-month-old daughter be put down to sleep with medication and become lifeless as they wheeled her away. And we waited. We reunited, but were sent home to get the results. And we waited another month before we were able to meet with the doctor. The diagnosis was septo-optic dysplasia, and this is the term that would define her for the rest of her life, label her. But what did this mean? The septum in her brain didn't develop properly, her optic nerves were small, and she may have hormone deficiencies. All of this was way over my head. So we began to look at pamphlets, we began to read Google MD and figure out what was happening. and we were concerned when we read the results. A special school and boundless pieces of equipment, unending medical supplies, and endless doctor's appointments was our future. How do I advocate for my little girl? How do I navigate the battlefield of life for a child with no voice? How do I solidify the best care for her, the best doctors, the best education, the best programs and therapists? Being a new mom, it was hard enough navigating parenthood, but now we're dealing with a lifelong diagnosis, and where every child is unique. Every incident exceptional and exclusive and matchless. This was our battlefield. But we are lucky. Our daughter is now 13, almost 14, and she's not blind. She does not have hormone deficiencies. She's not on any medications. She's very healthy. And she does not suffer from seizures. She does not have a feeding tube, and she does not have heart defects. She does not have any extensive hospital stays. But we feed her, we bathe her, we dress her, we lift her, we rock her. We assist her with walking and therapy, and we diaper her. Have you ever loved something so deeply that you would trade places with them? You would suffer their ailments and condition to give them normalcy. This wish is fleeting, but we hold on to the hope of bringing our sweet girl pleasure every day. And with every new breath, we enlist her in the abundance of chaos that a big family brings. We carry her heavy chair over sand dunes and across soccer fields so that she can enjoy everything that we enjoy. And you know what we discovered? We're not alone in this journey. We've been surrounded by a lot of people who support us. Her therapists and her teachers. They've helped us on this journey of becoming special needs parents. They've provided us with resources and equipment that we've needed. They've walked alongside us as we've had questions and concerns about her care. Thank you. And they set our minds at ease as we navigated this new world. Ella is nonverbal. Therefore, we speak for her. She primarily has two ways of communicating her emotion. She's either very happy and smiling or she's crying. And as parents, we've had to discover what that crying means. Is she hungry? Does her diaper need changed? And she has progressed a long way and on her own timeline. She uses orthotics and a gait trainer, and she's learned to crawl and pull herself to stand and sit up. But our battlefield is far from over. I've desired to invite others to share in the joy and the struggles of raising a special needs daughter. And my hope is you will find an insurmountable comfort in understanding what I believe, that our bodies and our minds are only temporary, but our souls are eternal. Every single day I have hope in my Savior, and I know that my daughter will one day be made complete and have everlasting life. So my desire is to offer all of you a teeny bit of hope through the inspiration I receive every day from my daughter. So I ask you, how many people does it take to make a difference? For me, it's just one. This is what I've learned from my daughter. Life is full of surprises. We think we know what tomorrow brings, but we sure don't. But we can prepare ourselves. We can prepare our hearts and our minds by strengthening our families and our faith in one another. The second thing is celebrate the milestones. What happened very naturally for all my other kids took Ella a really long time. But we made sure to celebrate each one of those milestones, and I encourage each of you to do the same. Take time to enjoy the simple things. The way the flag catches in the wind, a giggling toddler, these are all things that bring my daughter joy. In the same way that Ella enjoys simplicity, recognize life's amazing blessings of what you're capable of, because there are others who are less fortunate. My hope by sharing is that you'll be motivated to carry these lessons with you, and think of Ella the next time one of these opportunities arises. In honor of Ella, appreciate the simple pleasures in life, that every milestone should be celebrated, and that you don't need words to communicate love, for our daughter has taught us all of these things without saying a word. Thank you.
Feeling that was going to be your turn. Thank you so much for sharing. Just tremendous words to live by and outstanding. And I should give you a lot of hands to make that. But thank you again. So if everyone would like to take a few more seconds to complete your evaluation and notes to Brigette. And congratulations on completing.
Yay!
C10. Well done. And I guess also put in a plug for the golf outing. Is that still on?
Yes,
It is.
Friday, July 21st, we're at Calvaro. Yep, tee off time's 1:30. I know Bob has some time on his hands now. But yes, we're still very much having the golf outing, and it's raising money for the handicap accessible playground, which is right down the road from here, behind Lyle Torrance School, where Ella goes. So, yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out if we've got vacation.
Oh, that would be great.
I'm going to be there.
But there's we've actually got some amazing silent auction items. We have an autographed golf ball by Jack Nicklaus. We've got some really fantastic golf flags from